Hey church family, welcome to week 3 of our Genesis reading program. In the first couple weeks we've seen kind of two opposite sides of the foundation of the book of Genesis. In week 1 we looked at chapters 1 and 2 where it's the idea of paradise found. God spoke, everything came into existence, chaos turned into order. Adam and Eve were created as the pinnacle of God's creation. They had perfect fellowship with God. He instituted the first marriage. Things looked really good. And then last week in our reading, we looked at chapters 3 and 4, and it was kind of the idea of paradise lost. Temptation, Satan through the serpent tempted Adam and Eve. They gave in to the temptation, and with that came sin and the curse. Thankfully and hopefully for all of us, God's grace was over the situation. He had to punish the sin, but he also promised redemption through the coming seed of the woman, what would point to Jesus. So we've got paradise found, paradise lost. And now this week, as you pick up in chapters 5 and 6, you're going to notice something very interesting, and particularly chapter 5. Don't skip chapter 5 because it's a genealogy. Sometimes I think when we read our Bibles, we get to a genealogy and we're like, do I need to read the list of names? Yeah. What's important about chapter 5 is we're seeing that even though God had judged sin and now we have the curse, Adam and Eve chose to go forward. And so now we see the descendants of Adam. And in this list, you're going to see some chose to turn back to God. You've got the story of Enoch, who walked with God and he was taken to heaven. Others chose to reject God. So we're going to see in the genealogy of Adam that humankind has a choice now, one direction or another. And sadly, in chapter 6, we're going to see that the majority of humankind ends up in the camp of rejecting God. And we're going to see the build up to the actual flood and the judgment at the time of Noah. So we're seeing the effects of the fall, how it spiraled out of control. And yet through all of it, don't forget, there's an overarching theme of God's grace and his provision, even as mankind continues to move away. So please stay with us in this journey. We're loving your feedback. Please join us Sunday. We're going to continue to teach through it. Thanks everybody. God bless.